Some shocking numbers I honestly didn't expect. Stay tuned to this week's episode of Prime Property. Promise you, it'll be worth it. Good day, Toronto. Welcome to another episode of Prime Property. So glad you could join us here. Summer is in full swing and there's a lot of yard work for the house that I'm doing right now. But I just want to take some time out to share with you some of the numbers that came out in July. And you know what? One of the specific numbers really shocked me, and I'm going to share that with you today. So if you like this kind of content, make sure you give me a like in the video, in the button below, or even better, subscribe to Prime Property channel so you'll be getting all the goods when all these numbers come out. Okay? So this is what everyone's going to be talking about. Number of transactions, around 8,600 transactions. Okay. And then the next one is average price, which is about $806,000. What really gave me a shock and gave me the kind of look is what I'm going to show you on the chart over here. It's not the number of sales or the transactions, but it's the volume of sales when we transition from the previous month to this month, okay? So on the right hand side, you can see that we usually have a very big drop off at this time, maybe between like 15 to 20%. But in reality, we only saw about a drop off of 265 transactions, give or take, which is about 3% instead of the usual 15 to 20%. Honestly, I probably wouldn't attribute too much of this because I was saying that in the spring market, we started off a little bit slower than what we normally would have started off. So maybe there's that kind of delay that got into this month. If we see next month that there's a major like 15, 20% drop off in sales, that'll probably be about normal. It just means we've delayed everything, kind of like the months of summer, you know? So this is the real story that I actually want to paint to you. It's not about the number of transactions, but it's really about the months of inventory. And this is something that I always monitor. This is the story I want to paint for you. It's the fact that we're in July and the months of inventory is at 2. 2 is the lowest that we've seen in all of 2019, which is kind of crazy if you really think about it. This means that there are more sales than there are actual listings being put out. And like I've been saying in the last 7 months, we have a supply issue. There's more demand than there are sales, and that means that prices could go up because of the supply issue. Regardless of what articles came out about Toronto being ready to pop, and you know what, if you want to read about that, I wrote about it this week and I'll put a link in the description below. The fact that maybe another portfolio manager is saying, you know what, Toronto is clearly going to decline, something's not going to happen, the rent to income ratio doesn't match, there's all this shenanigans that happens almost every single year. I would disregard it because what you can really see, and I'm putting on a chart here, is that prices have been consistently going up little by little by little by little. And I honestly don't monitor this stat because I think it's kind of not really indicative of what's going on in the market, but this gives you a painting of an idea of how consistent we are in Toronto right now. You can see that ever since the so-called crash from 2017 when prices kind of plummet down from this chart, we've actually increased at a very steady rate at about under 5%, under 5 or 10%. This last month we increased about 3.2%. That is super healthy and super steady. Unlike the 2015 and 2017 months you can see over here that boom, we're over 10%. That is unhealthy. That's when we can see the market's gonna crash or the bubble because that's unsustainable. 3 to 5% is super sustainable given the amount of immigration we have and the amount of jobs that are coming in. Okay, so here's the second thing I want to show you. It's the number of transactions in the past 10 years. You can see that in 2019, so far right now where we are, we're just about a little low of the average of the last 10 years because we're still trying to climb up to where we are. So we're actually having a lot less transactions than what we normally do. Plus there's even less listings than what we normally see. And that's why I keep saying market is tightening. It's very competitive right now, even though the prices aren't flying. So this is very healthy. And the fact that we're at 8,500 sales in July of 2019, I'm quite shocked. What you should definitely look out for is when the months of inventory, what I monitor, and I'll tell you if you subscribe to Prime Property TO, is when the months of inventory drop below 1 month. That's when stuff is going to go flying, the detachers are going to be flying, and that's when we know we're probably going to get some kind of crash or correction or government intervention because that's when things are way too volatile. For now, just take a chill pill, enjoy summer, maybe do some yard work like me, or enjoy the cottage where we're going to be in the future because we're not going to see much action for the rest of the year until probably like September. So until next time, happy real estate, enjoy. Now that you're done watching this one, how about this one? Oh, you know what? This one's good too. Ooh, this one's really good. You know what? Just watch them both.